Welcome back to another episode of 40 Facts About the 40K Universe. I am your host, Gershwan, and you are watching One Mind Syndicate. Today we continue talking about Tyranids as we get into Tyranid Biotitans. If you guys are new to the channel, subscribe. We post Warhammer 40K content every single day, usually twice a day. And of course, if you have any suggestions for topics of videos that you guys would like us to create a video about, comment down below. But with that said, let's get into 40 facts on the Tyranid Biotitans. A Biotitan is a monstrously large Tyranid bioform intended to counter the Great War engines deployed by other intelligent species of the Milky Way galaxy. Towering above the battlefield, leading the swarms of lesser Tyranid creatures, stands the vast forms of the Biotitans. These massive biochemical war engines stalk the war zones of the Imperium, spitting death and destruction, cutting down their foes with potent bioweapons. Their approach is a terrifying sight to behold, as they rip apart buildings, tear to piece infantry and tank formations, and even destroy Imperial Titans, Eldar Wraithlords, or Orc Gargants with their armored claws and ripper tentacles. Propelled relentlessly forward on their powerful legs, these horrifying creatures smash enemy defenses into rubble with their deadly arsenal of bioweapons. In return, their enemies can do little, even under the heaviest fire. Biotitans are notoriously hard to kill, as their huge bodies are protected with rigid plates of armor, and even when a lucky shot does penetrate their armored sides, a Biotitan is capable of rapid tissue regeneration. The Hierophant is the most commonly deployed strain of Tyranid Biotitan, the organic equivalent of a massive war engine, often called Titans, that are employed by the Imperium of Man and the other intelligent star-faring species of the Milky Way galaxy. Hierophants are immense, hideous creatures, towering over any opponent and bristling with spines, tendrils, and other Tyranid synoptic weapons. They are amongst the largest Tyranid bioforms yet encountered by the Imperium, amongst the teeming swarms of the High Fleets, comparable in size and power to the Imperial Titan. A brood of Hierophants are likely to be at the forefront of a major Tyranid planetary assault, striding forward, drawing the enemy's heavy weapon fire away from the lesser Tyranid species, absorbing tremendous amounts of firepower before smashing into the enemy line with devastating force. The Hierophant is the Tyranid hive mind's largest bioform adapted for shock assault tactics, and it is armed with powerful biocannons, multiple claws, and razor-sharp blades. The Hierophant is armored with a thick hide that exudes poisonous spores from rends in its plates, as well as the claws and toxic spines which cover its body. The Hierophant is also armed with 2 biocannons. These symbiote weapons are triggered by a massive electrochemical shock released by the host creature, which causes them to spew forth a hail of corrosive, maggot-like organisms. These venomous and highly acidic creatures impact upon a target, splattering goblets of bioacid and poison that melts through plasteel, ferrocrete, flesh, and bone in seconds, reducing the unfortunate victim to a steaming pile of bubbling goo. Besides its main weapons, the creature's vulnerable belly is protected by many spiny tendrils that lash out in all directions to entangle enemies which get too close. These so-called lash whips are also Tyranid symbiotic creatures, living ropes of muscle and sinew which can entangle, bind, and strangle as if they had the will of their own. The Hierophant also has one last line of defense. From its rends in its armored plate and body, the Hierophant constantly exudes a cloud of highly toxic poisonous spores. These are lethal to all non-Tyranid creatures, forming a drifting vapor about the Hierophant that chokes and burns the lungs of anyone without the proper protection that is brave enough to get close to the monstrous Biotitan. Like all Tyranid species, this Biotitan seems to be able to mutate rapidly, evolving new weapons and defenses as required. Other strains of the Hierophant Biotitans have been identified with massive claws adapted for crushing armored vehicles, or long scythe-like blades, clustered spines, and other bioweapons intended for close combat. The genetic process through which the Tyranid Noren Queens develop such unusually large biological constructs remains a mystery to the Adeptus Mechanicus magobiologists. While it seems that the hive-tired or Carnifex could easily be a further adaptation of the basic genome and body plan of the Tyranid warrior. No other known Tyranid bioforms are a logical precursor of this biotitan. Combating a biotitan, like the Hierophant, is simply a matter of applying the heaviest firepower available. Larger ordnance weapons and heavy artillery have so far proven the only effective weapons for Imperial forces in destroying the hideous Tyranid biotitans. A Heirophant, also known as a brooding mother, is the largest flying Tyranid bioform the Imperium of Man has yet encountered in its bitter wars against the intergalactic alien menace. Many magobiologists have noted that the Heirophants have been encountered in a variety of sizes. Some are huge, upwards of 30 meters in length, with a wingspan of 40 meters, while other Heirophants, far smaller in size, have also been identified. The reason for this is unknown. The Heirophants have no legs or feet, and because of this, it has been theorized that once airborne, a Heirophant can never land, spending its entire life soaring high. Other xenobiologists believe that the creature is capable of landing and slithering on its belly like a snake, but as yet neither theory has been proven. On Beta Amphileon 4, Inquisitor Locke's forces encountered at least 2 Heirophants when the creatures conducted a devastating surprise aerial attack against the Elysian drop troops' landing fields. The 2 creatures destroyed or damaged almost all the Elysian aircraft in a deliberate attempt to cripple the drop troops' mobility. The anti-aircraft defenses for the landing ground proved insufficient to stop the Heirophants. In the year 814 of the 41st millennium, Death Watch forces fighting to cleanse Heresor of the Tyranid menace reported devastating initial losses, due in large part to the attacks from the Heirophants and the associated gargoyles, while the smaller flyers distracted ground troops with swooping attacks and strafing runs. The Heirophants crippled Imperial aircraft, thereby preventing effective air transport of ground troops. It is well known through the Orpheus salient that less than half of the Space Marines who fought on Heresor survived. Many of those who fell in these battles lost their lives to the Tyranid Heirophants. Being a living creature and relying upon wings rather than jet engines, the Heirophant cannot match any aircraft for straight-line speed, but its light, twisting body is far more maneuverable, allowing it to twist and turn to avoid enemy fighters or ground fights. The Heirophants lack speed to dogfight effectively with Imperial flyers, although Imperial pilots, after action reports, tell tales of Heirophants intercepting aircraft that fly too close, or of them sacrificing themselves in suicidal mid-collisions that destroy both the aircraft and the Heirophant. Heirophants seem to act as brood mothers to smaller gargoyles. A brood of as many as 20 gargoyles can cling to the belly of a Heirophant who acts as a carrier of sorts to transport the smaller Tyranid flyers, who, according to many experts, are incapable of long-distance flight. With a gargoyle brood attached, a Heirophant's belly appears to constantly be moving, with hideous clusters of scaly limbs and leather wings, covered over by the mother's skin and armor plates. As the Heirophant soars over the battlefield, the gargoyles would detach themselves and flap off to attack the enemy. When the Heirophants gather for a large attack, swarms of gargoyles will usually darken the sky around them. The Dactylus biotitan is speculated to be a larger genetic derivative of the Tyranid biovore. The Dactylus hurls large spore mines for very long range. Their forelimbs are long and covered in tightly cored tendons and muscles that make a distinctive cracking sound when used to hurl its deadly payload. When initially encountered by the forces of the Imperium, the Dactylus was noted for using the bioweapon known as a biobot. This living ammunition is a parasitic creature which feeds off the toxics emitted by the poisonous glands of the Dactylus cranium. In recent encounters, the Dactylus has shown the Tyranid's innate ability to adapt to any combat situation or tactical need. Its cranial glands have shown a variety of spore-generating colonies that can be used to produce a number of different types of deadly ammunition that can be chosen for their particular utility against specific classes of foe. And those were 40 facts on the Bio-Titans of the Tyranid race. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. There's more Bio-Titans within the Tyranid race than what we mentioned today. If you click on the link down in the description below, that's going to take you to the wiki page where they have a list of all the different Bio-Titans. We also have made a video on the Noren Queen, so we mentioned it very briefly in this lore, but the Noren Queen is another very interesting part of the Tyranid lore. It acts almost as a control beacon, but it is not the hive mind. It's not where the hive mind originates. Very, very interesting video to watch, so be sure to check that out if you're a Tyranid player. Again, if you like our videos, if you want to see us keep making videos like this, please share this with your friends on Facebook, Twitter, or whatever social media you guys use. By you guys sharing our videos, it helps us out. It tells YouTube, hey, this content is stuff that I want to watch, and YouTube promotes our videos when they come out to you. And again, guys, if you want to support us a little bit more, jump on over to Patreon. A simple $1 a month helps us create more videos. If you can't, we completely understand. Simply by liking, commenting, and sharing on this video, it helps out the channel. Now, I have a quick question for you guys. Based on the lore that you heard today, who do you think would win in a fight between a Tyranid Hierophant and Godzilla? Now, keep in mind that Godzilla has the awesome radioactive fire breath. He's extremely powerful, extremely big, but at the same time, a Tyranid Hierophant can adapt to whatever circumstances. So would the Tyranid bioform simply adapt so that it doesn't get affected by the flames or the radioactive flames? Comment down below. I would love to hear from you guys, and thanks for everything, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. This was Gersh1 with One Mind Syndicate, signing out.